Hello and welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to share a bit more of the renovation. So this week we have been working on our kitchen renovation, which is probably one of the most important rooms in the house. And we basically started off with kind of gutting everything. So we did a lot of gutting, and it's not as like extreme as the gutting you see in some other renovation videos, but we took down everything we didn't want, and the things that we were going to repurpose, like our cupboard drawers, the cupboard fronts. We wanted to keep those because they were in perfectly good condition. They had only been, redone about a year ago or 2 years ago. So for us, it was like perfect. We didn't need to do anything other than like change the color. So that's exactly what we did. So we removed that. We also removed the sink and the benchtop thing, the cooktop, and we also removed the hob, like the extraction hob. So we removed all of those things because we were getting replacements, new ones. So this project was all about removing, essentially creating a plain base for our contractor Rafa to come in and install 1,000,001 things that we've asked him to do. So as you would have seen in our home tour video, the left side of our kitchen was very much just like a wall with a fridge. And so for us, obviously that wasn't going to work. It wasn't enough storage, not nearly enough. So we removed all that and decluttered that, removed the fridge, and what we got Rafa to install was the tall cabinets. So the tall cabinets go onto the left as soon as you enter the kitchen from the living room, and then on the right we started stripping things away. So we started with the trim that goes around the counter. That was a bit of a nuisance to remove because it was like siliconed in and drilled in. So we had to remove the drill, like the screws, but some of them were rusted and we couldn't get them all off. And anyway, we got it done. That's the point. We came through, we got it done. And so once that was removed, I was able to finally start microcementing. And I talked about microcementing so much in our previous videos, so I'm sure you know exactly how important microcementing is to me. And this is going to be my very first experience. Now, there is very much a lot of trial and error. First, obviously, you've got to clear everything and make sure the countertops clean, and you can even sand it just to give it a bit more grit to hold onto the microcement. So that's exactly what we did. We also removed all the glue bits and all of that, all the exciting stuff. Now, once I had done that, I started to go in with the microcement, but I soon realized that the tool that I was using, which I've seen everyone use, which is like just the normal trowel, like the rectangular shaped trowel, it just wasn't working. Yeah, it was a nightmare. I didn't like it. And so what I ended up doing was purchasing a squeegee. A squeegee made the process so much easier. Because microcement is so fine, I found that using a trowel was just like scraping it off and it wasn't actually sticking or doing anything that I needed it to do. So instead, that's what we did. We used the trowel, and that made the job so much easier, and then made the finish a lot cleaner and smoother. So we were very happy with that. The other thing that we wanted to do was repurpose or reuse the current cupboard drawers, and because it had only been renovated about 2 years ago, like the kitchen at least, those cupboard doors were in perfect nick. So the ones down the bottom we were able to like salvage, use, and microcement over them and get them installed right back in. Now, we were going to do the upper cabinets as well with the same method. However, what we found, the sizes of the actual cabinets must have been custom made, because they weren't standard sizes where you can like easily get new ones from IKEA. Because of the cabinet that goes on the range hood and covers that, it was going to be too short in comparison to the cabinet that is like right next to it, adjacent to it. So we decided to rip those tops ones off, and we had saved enough money from keeping the bottom ones. So we ripped out those ones.
But as you can see behind us, everything is sort of finally getting together. But look at the work Jasmine did. absolutely amazing. Here's Letty. Letty, say hello. Letty. So Letty is our estranged daughter. She is from the street. We've taken her in. She is currently pregnant and is about to give birth any day now. So yeah, we do have a third cat. She's our outdoor cat, even though she loves coming inside. However, Aragon is a little bit protective, very protective of his surrounding, his sister, myself and Jazz. So when she does come into the house, he does hiss at her. But yeah, so today is a big day. Looking forward to it because we have been eating off this. So every day we're cleaning it outside. Already made a little bit of breakfast this morning, but we basically have to cook, like everything is fresh. Right, so, which is good, like, you know, your hams, your cucumbers, basically eating sandwiches. I've got some microwave meals and stuff, but yeah, let's enjoy the rest of the day, guys.
And we got Rafa once again to install the full cabinets, and we had to wait a few days. It like extended the time a little bit just because obviously I had to come from IKEA. And so yeah, so we got those done, and so that right side was perfect. Now, another thing we did do was the washing machine. So the washing machine, as you know, throughout Europe and even I think in England, they have the washing machine in the kitchen. And because there's no dedicated laundry room, or for us specifically, there wasn't like a spare room that we could turn into a laundry room, we had to keep the washing machine in the kitchen, which turned out completely fine because we got a new washing machine that was integrated, which means like you could put a door on the front of it and hide it away. And that's exactly what we did. So we solved that solution because we really just didn't want like a washing machine just in the middle of the kitchen. For us, in our mind, like it totally doesn't make sense. It's unfathomable. It's completely normal everywhere you go in Europe. If you've ever, you know, had an Airbnb anywhere across Europe, it's likely that you'll see that, yeah, the washing machine is in the middle of the kitchen or in the bathroom, and it's odd for us. So that's why we're just like, okay, hide it away. We can get used to using it in the kitchen, but we can't get used to looking at it every time we're in the kitchen. Anyway, that's just like a us thing. So then once that was done, another thing we did is got one of those like slide out bins to go into the counter, just because we find that it's easier to have like something that actually pulls out and you can scoop things into it, rather than like bending all the way down and using a bin that's like under a cabinet. Bins are always a tricky thing. I feel like it's so hard to get them perfectly right and exactly how you need them. And wouldn't it just be great if there was no such thing as waste? But yes, that's what we did. And then finally, the other thing that we did is we got Rafa to install our new ceiling light. And I really love it because it's just like a natural light. And I love the fact that like it casts this like spike shadow on the ceiling, which is really pretty and gives it a really nice like mood set. And because we've got lighting under where like the cooktop is in the you know, the range hood, the extractor, whatever you want to call it, because it's got its own light, we're usually completely fine with seeing, because the main light in the kitchen isn't super strong. And that has been part one of our kitchen renovation. We're splitting this up into 2 videos just because it's so hard to like make huge chunky file videos, especially at least until we have our iMac set up. Our computing power is not strong enough. So wait for video 2 where we'll go through the whole second part of the kitchen renovation. Other than that, for now, we are out, and we will talk to you guys soon. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, a like, a subscribe, a comment, whatever. We want to hear from you. That's the most important thing. Bye.